Westnile TV, lighting up the region.
Good evening, viewer. You're most welcome to the NILECAST on Westnile Television, where we give you the daily news bulletins of the day, every day from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. My name is Okumaringa Christine. Before we dive into any of the stories, let's first have a look at the news making headlines. In the headlines tonight, Arua Regional Referral Hospital patients failed to access medical results over lack of smartphones. Gulu City women groups jubilate over receiving 300 million shillings presidential pledge. And over 9,300 police officers promoted. This and more in the NILECAST News Bulletin. It's Tuesday, the 6th of June, 2023, and you're most welcome to the NILECAST on Westnile Television. Now let us dive into some of the stories of the evening. Patients visiting Arua Regional Referral Hospital for radiology services now have to show smartphones as a requirement to access their results. According to the authorities, it is aimed at reducing on cost of consumables, ensures high level of confidentiality, and ensure adaptation to the changing global electronic system. Dramadri Frederick reports more.
Several patients seeking for radiography services at Arua Regional Referral Hospital were turned away following their failure to secure smartphones to access their results. Arua Regional Referral Hospital has moved away from the previous manual system of printing results on papers to a more electronic one, which is transmitted to the patient's smartphones after the hospital received the modern equipment as part of the 31.6 billion Ugandan shillings outpatient department facility from the Japanese government in 2021. This has left many of them who do not have the devices in hunger for the services. A number of the persons who feared to appear on the camera revealed that they have no options but to go back home and look for an alternative of seeking for the same services in private facilities. But Tabu Fred, the Deputy Speaker of Arua City, who luckily enough had a smartphone, shares his experience.
They did not give me a good explanation of why they cannot print out for me the hard paper or what was wrong with my bag. So up to now, I still have it in my smartphone. Now I ask myself, if somebody has no smartphone, supposing a mother from all the way from Ayubu or down from Ori or from Bara who does not have a smartphone comes for this particular service, what exactly is going to happen to such a mother? So I needed that answer. If the hospital administration can give us that answer of why they cannot print out, I don't know the line of this, if they cannot print out those things for further analysis, what will happen to a patient? Because I saw like 3 people who were turned off because they did not have a smartphone. So
Atayo Paul, a businessman in Arua City, challenged government to be considerate in accommodating technological changes in service delivery.
First of all, a rural person doesn't know even how to use this smartphone. 2, it is difficult to afford. It is expensive. A smartphone ranges, the best one ranges from 300 to 1 million, the best smartphone. 3, I know getting results through the smartphones, it is a good idea. But imagine we have some people from the village who cannot know how to operate, who doesn't have a smartphone. Definitely, you are going to expose your risks.
This transformation is expected to furthermore affect services of X-ray, ultrasound, and CT scan, which are being electronically linked within the hospital. According to the hospital director, Dr. Alex Antema, this is aimed at coping up with the global electronic systems and ensure confidentiality.
We send it to somebody's phone. That person is able to, he knows how to use his phone, and he should be able to access. Or maybe the family member, they could be known. how to. You cannot just send it anyhow. You first agree. Can we send it to your phone? Or you come and read it.
Records from Arua Regional Referral Hospital indicate that the hospital has managed to provide services through electronic means to over 200 patients using the modern CT scan. Frederick Tamadri, Westnile TV, NILECAST.
And more in our stories for the evening. The top leadership of the Democratic Party, one of the oldest political parties in Uganda, has embarked on a nationwide tour of improving on the party structures from the grassroots to the national level. The team was in the Westnile, trying among others to explain to the public the NRM-DP cooperation agreement signed last year, July 2021, between President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and the DP President General Norbert Mao. Let's have more on that story.
Members from the topmost Democratic Party, led by the National Organizing Secretary, Herbert Rutaguera, visited Westnile sub-region to create party structures for the full participation ahead of the 2026 general elections and to give an understanding about the NRM-DP cooperation agreement of July 2022 between President Museveni and Norbert Mao.
We are basically here for 2 things today. The first one is definitely to get in touch with our members. We have to interact with our members, we have to get their thinking and tell them what is at the headquarters. That's the first reason.
When asked on the cooperation agreement between the party and the ruling NRM party, he says many people did not understand on how decision has been arrived at, that he thinks should be shared among members of the public for them to know the terms of the agreement.
This cooperation agreement is not open-ended. It was signed in July last year, and it must last the term of this parliamentary term. So what is this cooperation agreement about? Basically, there are only 4 objectives, and they are totally in line with the thinking of the party. Number 1, dialogue and negotiation. That's an objective of the cooperation agreement. That's why we signed the agreement with Museveni. We want dialogue, national dialogue. We think things are not right, and we must sit down and talk to everyone. Objective number 2, electoral reforms. Because we believe that the election ground needs to be level. The competition is not level. So we need some reforms to our electoral system to have them reformed. Objective number 3, constitutional reforms. I think we all agree that there are some aspects of our constitution that actually are undemocratic, I would say, or the entire democracy, true democracy. So we need these ones changed. Now these 3, once put in place together, definitely they will give us the 4th objective, which is a peaceful transition.
The president of the Women League, Waligo Aisha, has assured the women that the safest place to be is Democratic Party, and engaging in a dialogue is the best way to protect the women of Uganda.
As the president of the Women's League, I'm here specifically to continue working on the women's structures, to begin on the process of candidate identification for the women who are going to stand in 2026 as a means, as a mandate given to me by the Constitution of the Democratic Party. But again, on the big note, I've come here to bring joy to the people of Westnile, especially the women, the men, and all our husbands, that today, Democratic Party becomes the safest place for all women politicians in Uganda. When you could not give your women to any political party, thinking that they are not protected, thinking that they are not conducive, thinking that they are not safe for your women to contest as politicians, that the Democratic Party has recently launched a policy against sexual harassment. That means your women, your sisters, your mothers, and your daughters are safe with DP. We are telling all women that politics is for us, and nothing can be for us without us. For the country like Uganda, that has not seen a peaceful transfer of power, it is time for us to negotiate with the ruling government to ensure that there is peace in this country and there is transfer of leadership. That is what we believe in as the women from the Democratic Party.
Looking at Uganda being bigger than all of us, the Vice President of Eastern Region, Sammy Gilbert, has pleaded that they as leaders should leave a peaceful country for the next generation, as their past has not been so pleasant.
This is our effort and also a responsibility that we owe Ugandans, that we are ready to work with every person who is thinking of peace. Any person who is thinking of delivering Uganda and letting us live the way we feel we should be governed. We are not working for NRMs, as my past speakers have said, but we are only helping NRM to get back on track where they have gone wrong, because they so protect and serve Ugandans. When they go astray, we have to put them right. It's a responsibility as citizens.
Today where we stand, we need to do a self-reflection as Ugandans. Leave alone the political class. The foundation should be the ordinary Ugandan. How does the ordinary Ugandan want to see his or her own country? We need to see a country where we are always fighting with our brothers and sisters, or a country where we dialogue, listen to each other, and we are ready to be critical.
Meanwhile, the Vice President for Northern Region, Alitia Elia, has said, despite their few numbers, they have always stood on the truth and justice for all.
The Democratic Party, like members have already said, is a party that strongly believes in the values of truth and justice. And we have been professing these values, irrespective of how few we have been on ground. I therefore want to call upon all of you to stand proud and very tall as we execute this very important activity of elected leaders and structures, and more so with the blessing of our leaders who are here, the National Organizing Secretary, who according to our Constitution holds the powers to be the one forming these structures. And for the public who will be listening to us, please, the outcome of this activity will come out of leaders who are approved by the highest order of the DP, which is the National Executive Committee.
Lemeriga Fadil, the spokesperson for Democratic Party Northern Region, takes pleasure in the party for being the only party that has handed over power peacefully. He further says having party structures from the topmost to the lowest level will help them to reduce on the election irregularities come 2026.
Today, we are improving on the party structures. Very few of us have been running the party at executive level. So today we are going to formally, under the stewardship of the National Organizing Secretary, under whose constitutional mandate it is to conduct these elections. So today the highest and most person in the DP is going to oversee these elections here. So they are going to carry the weight of the DP Constitution. So people are going to go home with the mandates. They know that they have roles to play. That is actually why we are gathered here this evening.
The revisionation and restructuring of the Democratic Party structure in Westnile sub-region is being attended by party members and leaders from Koboko, Maracha, Arua District and Arua City. Emmanuel Agele, Westnile TV NILECAST.
And more in our stories for the evening. The resident city commissioner Gulu City delivered 306 million shillings to the women groups in Gulu City as part of the presidential pledge during his wealth creation tour to the Acholi sub-region. Each group will be getting 300,000 shillings. According to the resident city commissioner Gulu City, the president is piloting sending the money directly to the women groups as an alternative means for other government programs. Stephen Okello from Gulu reports more.
Joy as women in Gulu City jubilee receiving presidential pledge. The money is meant to strengthen the existing women group who are already into VSLA.
It will add our capital and it will raise up our loaning threshold, whereby a member who normally borrow money less will automatically this time will borrow.
Jennifer Ballo appreciated the president for fulfilling his pledge. She said government should come up and support their dreams of becoming a bigger financial institution that can support their fellow women. Piloya Kevin, the chairman of Kachelo Twayaro Group, advised fellow women to remain submissive to their spouses despite being more empowered than their men.
Your husband, because you're financially empowered than him, it's not really right. It's better to be submissive, however much money you have.
Agnes Akelo, the councillor for Bahadege Laivi Division, Gulu City, said this money is meant to benefit some of the women who are not benefiting from other government programs like PDM.
And I requested for money for grant for my people in Bahadege, because as leaders we are seeing that there's programs that come out like the government program that it will take long to reach our people. For example, like PDM.
Gulu City RCC, Jane Francis Ukili, who delivered this money to this group, urges these women to use the money to support their members in groups.
They should multiply this money. They should use this money for the right cause. But I also trust in these groups, because initially there is some 100,000 they got from the Right Honorable Richard Todwong, and they used it very well.
The RCC says this as she delivered part of the 306 million to 1,767 women in Bahadege Laivi Division, who is part of the 1,000 women groups that was meant to benefit from this presidential pledge. Stephen Open, reporting for Westnile Television, NILECAST.
And more in our stories for the evening. Zombo District Council has unanimously agreed to have the PIDA PTC taken over by Chambogo University, one of the Uganda's public universities, something that has not gone well with the Nebi Anglican Diocese. Let's have more on that story.
Following the resolution by Zombo District Council to welcome government's plan to open Chambog University branch and study center at Paida Primary Teachers College, the Bishop of Nebi Anglican Diocese, Right Reverend Pons Ozela Winju, has advised that Paida Teachers College should not be phased out, but government should have affirmative actions to help learners from Greater Nebi. While responding to the Zombo District Council resolution made last month, Ozela revealed that as the foundation body, they are ready to welcome Chambogo University, and the government should maintain Paida Teachers College as core PTC, among others.
The program, it has decided that Paida PTC be one of the PTCs phased off. In their normal program, they invited all the stakeholders. They invited the government of Zombo, district local government. They invited CAL, Pobemo, which is a big stakeholder, and they invited the Church of Uganda, which is the foundation body. We sat down with them in a meeting. I'm happy that I personally went as the bishop to represent Church of Uganda. I'm happy that even the chairman LC5, Uyulu, attended in person for the council, and Obemu Keralur sent Jaldipo, who came, a big person. When we were asked our views as stakeholders, we unanimously,
as executive, we sat and we resolved and forwarded to council that Paida Primary Teachers College
be handed over to Chambogo University. Why? Because Chambogo University is one of the government education institution, which awards degree, diploma, and other courses respectively. Therefore, we have seen that is an accredited institution which can be best handle all other courses which will eventually help and also assist our people of Zombo, Greater Nebi, and West Nile at large. Council of Zombo District Local Government anonymously approved the resolution and requested Chambogo University to take over Paida Primary Teachers College and bring other courses which will benefit our children.
Paida Primary Teachers College in Alisi Thungu, Dunga Ward, Paida Town Council was established in 1982 at Mvogom under Church of Uganda Foundation, and it is among other PTCs being phased out by the Ministry of Education and Sports under the guidelines of higher education. For West Nile TV, Alfred Jawoko, NILECAST.
And more in our stories for the evening. The Territorial Police of Nebi District is investigating an incident of murder of witchcraft allegations where Piworth Godfrey, 48 years of age, a Lurbai tribe and resident of Nyaravu Town Council, Nebi District, was murdered over witchcraft allegations which occurred on the 1st of June 2023. The West Nile Police spokesperson Josephine Anguchia is urging the general public to be alert and to alert the police in case of allegations of criminals and criminalities in the area, and suspected criminals should be handed over to police for investigations. Let's have more on that story.
It's true that the Territorial Police of Nebi District are investigating an incident of murder on witchcraft allegations, whereby one called Piworth Godfrey, 48 years of age, an Lurbai tribe, peasant farmer, resident of Warathum village, Mbaro Eastward, Nyaravu Town Council, Nebi District, was murdered over witchcraft allegations on his wife, who survived by running away. This occurred on 1st June 2023 at around 7:30 p.m. in the evening at his home in the same village. When this information reached police, our officers who visited the scene conveyed the body to Nebi General Hospital mortuary for post-mortem, and investigations started straight away. Suspects are yet on the run, but police has already got information about the suspects who participated in this gruesome act of murdering a man from the same village. So as I speak, investigations are ongoing under Nebi CRB 372 of 2023. As we investigate, we would like to urge members of public to desist from mob action, because acts of mob action are not only criminal but they are barbaric, and we have seen that innocent people end up suffering the consequences of mob action when actually they have not participated in the actual action which the mob might have considered wrong. So we always urge members of public to use the government structures on ground to help them handle their matters. We have police posts in every sub-county. In case of allegations of criminalities within an area, police should be alerted, and the suspected criminals should be handed over to police for proper investigations, and from police such people will be forwarded to court for appropriate punishment, because punishment given by mob is not always appropriate. you find that the matter is minor, but the mob will always make sure they take away the lives of such people. And this is not really accepted by our law. And besides that, very innocent people end up suffering because of mistakes made by some other people within their vicinities or within the same villages. So for that matter, we really urge people to desist from mob action.
And more in our stories for the evening. The private school head teachers and proprietors of primary schools in Moyo district have today been trained on the teacher effectiveness and learners achievement systems, dubbed TELA systems. The training, which took place at the Educational Source Center, attracted a number of schools ranging from primary, secondary and tertiary institutions. The purpose of the training is to enable school management exchange information amongst themselves and all the education stakeholders through a mobile device and improve on the teacher's effectiveness and learners' achievement. Let's have more on that story.
If a teacher comes to school at 8 a.m., he signs in the software and it is recorded with his details or her details. The head teacher does the same. And then the teachers on duty are supposed to also capture and record electronically the attendance of all learners, and this is recorded. Meanwhile, for the head teacher, he also records the effectiveness of teaching and learning in every class on a daily basis, and each of these electronic records go into archive and it is recorded automatically. School level reports are generated.
We are very appreciative of the training conducted at the office of DIS Moyo about TELA, an online way of monitoring performances and our activities in schools. And I think this is a timely input for us, the private schools who have been left behind. Most importantly, it's going to improve monitoring attendance of the teachers, attendance of the school children, and all the activities in the schools. This is very good input. Perhaps we wait for a full training, which we agree will be late July or early August in the same office. And matters of technology is very important. I urge all the school, the private schools to take it positively and enroll for TELA programs.
This is a system whereby we use a mobile phone to monitor the whole thing. But there are some situations, especially in these private schools, there are some head teachers who tend to personalize the phones, and at the time when you come and want to log in, the head teacher is not there because he personalized the phone. Or at times, some of these proprietors, that phone is so much expensive. It's about 800,000. When they buy, they think it is not their personal thing. They may personalize it, so it will create system failure. The whole thing will fail if they personalize it. So my advice here is, once it is bought in the name of the school to monitor the system, let it remain at the school, so that at any time any teacher can access it if he wants to log in or out.
I think in terms of attendance of teachers and classroom activities, it's going to be a very good check and balance instrument.
And to end our NILECAST for the evening, the Inspector General of Police, John Martins Okoth Ochola, has promoted 9,312 officers at different ranks. In a statement released today morning, Deputy Police Spokesperson Pauline Amaye said that the promotions were based on a number of aspects that the police chief deemed fit to have the officers elevated in rank. She noted that 1,145 assistant inspectors were promoted to inspect, 5 head constable majors to inspector, 28 station sergeants to head constable, 1,531 from sergeant to assistant inspector of police, 2,644 from corporal to sergeant, and 3,956 from the rank of constable to corporal in the police force. And with that story, viewer, we have come to the end of the NILECAST on Westnile Television. Thank you for being with us from the beginning of the NILECAST to the end of the NILECAST, only on Westnile Television. Please stay tuned to the rest of the subsequent programs that may follow. My name is Okumringa Christine. Have a good evening.